Hi everyone, this is Intuitive Edge. Welcome once again to my channel. Thanks for joining me. So happy February. It's time to take a look at our month ahead to see what energies are in store and what we might be seeing playing out in the news. I'm going to get some cards out and shuffle up and we'll get started. All right, so let's take a look at the cards. I've wrote out 10 questions, an overview, a broad overview of the month. So, first question out is what's going to be in the news, and then we'll go into like what's going to be going on with society, the public, and then the political. So we'll start there. So we have the Seven of Swords coming out, the Page of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, this could be a very active month, politically speaking, and a lot going on in society. There's a tricky situation. We have the Seven of Swords as the first card out. This card can sometimes indicate something maybe a little dishonest or underhanded. Could indicate a thief, something being sneaky. But I tend to think of it as like a tricky situation, having to deal with something very delicately. And there could be something coming out in the news that is going to have to be handled very gently and very delicately. Maybe there's some things coming out in the news that are hard for people to hear, but it's like sometimes the truth coming out can be a little painful. So we could be seeing that coming out in the news, a tricky situation and having to be very gentle and careful. Okay. Publicly, what will be going on now? Again, there's a messenger card and a messenger card on public and political. So that's what makes me think it'll be a very active month. It could be related to the tricky situation coming out in the news that's having to be handled very delicately. But we have a Page of Wands on society. This is a messenger about information, taking action, but it's facing into the political realm. So there could be a demand from society facing into this card on the political realm of wanting answers. There could be something that's very challenging in the news, and people are saying, we need answers, and they're looking to government for answers. Maybe they're calling their governments out. Maybe there's going to be hearings. Maybe there's going to be questions. But I think there's some people that could be upset and want answers, and they're looking to their government officials for those answers. Okay, next we have the theme for this month. The main, okay, we have a major arcana on this. So the main theme for the month of February, we have the Hermit card. Now, the Hermit card is the card of going within. It is the card of introspection, self-reflection, seeking answers. And this card is, the way I have the cards laid out, it's right underneath this card. So there is something tricky, again, in the news to bring this back up. But this energy is wanting to dig deep, to look at something, and there is a lot of energy to get to the bottom of something. So this is going to be a huge thing playing out in this month of February. What is behind the scenes that we don't see? Well, this is interesting. We have the Nine of Cups. This is a card of a wish fulfilled, or having a wish or a hope or a dream and seeking it to come to realization. That's kind of interesting. And this energy is right up underneath what's going on with society. Society seeking answers. And so there's a hope that something is coming to light, and it could be giving people hope, and there could be hope being generated, like we're hoping to get something out with this. We're hoping to get answers. But there's also some hope. Hope is going both ways. People are wanting hope and people are feeling hopeful. Okay. What is coming into view? Well, we've got the Temperance card on that. The Temperance card is about patience and balance and grace. So getting balance is a very nice thing. And so this energy is on, underneath the political card, this Knight of Swords. So perhaps all of this seeking answers, government officials, there is some energy on what's coming into view of bringing things into balance. All right, so next we have the next 3 cards out. Let's see what we have here. So what energy is leaving this month? So this is very interesting. We have the King of Swords. This king can be very forceful, very forthright. And with this energy leaving, and he's right underneath that hermit that is seeking answers. To me, this is like there's the energy of brute force and just doing what you're told, and this king of I've got all the answers and everybody else just needs to submit. It can be a very forceful energy. That's kind of what's leaving, and it's giving way to seeking answers and more conciliatory. So maybe the energy of what we've been seeing over the last 2.5 years, as maybe some people are being called into question for how they handled certain things. Maybe I think there's some stuff that's going to come out in February regarding perhaps pharma, perhaps. I think that's going to come to light, some of it. And this could, and again, this is just a thought of what could be an interpretation of this. It could apply to a lot more things than that. But just as an example, we could be seeing some stuff coming out with pharma, and this energy of having to just, this energy of knowing what's best for others is kind of giving way to this seeking answers card. What gives us hope this month? Okay, I've got another messenger on this. A lot of messengers coming out telling me this is going to be a very active month for these types of energies playing forward. And the Knight of Cups, this is a card of seeking answers, seeking to reconcile with someone. It's a card of making an offer, having an offer being made. It's right under this line of the Nine of Cups and also the Page of Wands on society. So what gives us hope is that there is some energy of maybe brokering a deal, coming to the table, meeting of the minds. So maybe some politicians are listening. Maybe some people are uncovering the truth and getting answers. And maybe people are admitting the truth. Maybe the truth that's been hidden is coming to light, and people are having to be honest about what's taken place. I do think this has a lot to do with what we've seen over the last couple of years. For some reason, this energy is filling up in February. All right, number 10, the outcome for this. Now, we have the Two of Wands. This is a card about the future, about looking ahead. It's also a card about decisions, weighing your options, and seeing what you want to create in the world ahead, in the future. And this is having a positive outlook. Now, it's on the theme, on the train here that I have the cards laid out. It's on the train of the political, the leaders, which is got that Temperance card, needing to find balance and truth. And this Two of Wands is like figuring out a new way forward, a new vision for the future. And I think there's a lot of pressure coming on world leaders and on public officials to help get to the bottom of things. Again, I think people are going to be wanting answers in February. We have the Empress underneath, a card of nurture, care, concern. So this is a nice energy to have, kind of rounding up the month, giving this month an energy of concern and care, probably out of others. This is also the card of the heart, the card of care, concern, heartfelt. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop here and move into another discussion. I'll be right back. All right, so I paused the video and wrote down some things that I was picking up on. So I'll just run through my little list here. Extra things that I was picking up on for February. The first word that I heard was exposure. Then I heard the word critical thinking. And then I heard something interesting. I heard Dr. Choice is coming back. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but then I heard restoring doctor-patient relationship. That was the sense I was getting with it. So, as we all know, the last 2.5 years, there's been a kind of a breach of doctor-patient relationship. It's been usurped, where there's been a middleman, the government, and those that have kind of stepped in between doctors and patients. And so maybe if something is being restored in that area, that could be a really good thing that maybe is coming this month. Maybe the beginning of that. Okay. I also saw in my mind's eye some congressional hearings and possible subpoenas. And then I saw the CDC. I don't know if there will be a subpoena of the CDC. I don't know if those two are related, but I saw subpoena and CDC. So they could be not related or they could be related. Then things changed completely, and I was taken down in my mind's eye to Louisiana and Texas. Now, there could be some issues down there that in the month of February, perhaps with severe weather, but I got a picture of like the swamps in Louisiana, and then I got the feeling of alligators or crocodiles possibly being displaced, and that's what I was sensing. Possible anomalous storms that may be displacing, and I know alligators and crocodiles, they live in the bogs and the swamps, but I was sensing them coming out and being more in rural areas, and maybe animal control needing to be called to take care of these crocodiles, and maybe people being told watch your animals, stay indoors, that kind of thing. I don't know how that works down there. I'm not really from that area, but I was just sensing that for certain areas having issues with alligators and crocodiles. So we'll see how that all plays out. But there could be, again, like I said, some weather or something that causes a displacement. So we'll see how that plays out. That's just what I was picking up on. Okay, but that's what I was sensing for this month. Again, some exposure, a lot going on with people wanting answers and actually maybe getting answers. So should be very interesting to see how February shapes up. So I hope that you all have a wonderful month, and thank you for tuning in. This has been Intuitive Edge. We'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.